And hello good people of the internet, it is I, Tommy Kelly, and this is Adventures in Woo Woo. And on this episode we're going to do some more remote viewing with my friend Spud, who's over in Poland. So the last time we did this it went really well. We had a number of good hits and a number of nearly exact matches to the actual place that Spud ended up. He was in an old Jewish cemetery in Poland, and a couple of people, including myself, got a number of hits. Other people much better than I, but I don't want to discount my awesome remote viewing abilities. My hits were somewhat hitty, you know, to kind of describe bits, but some people got that it was an actual cemetery. Other people described the place pretty accurately. And overall, I was quite impressed. But now, obviously, those people who got it completely wrong too, and that's perfectly fine because there seems to be an element of practice to this, that the more you do it, the better you get at it. And we're going to try and do this on the channel once a month at least. But you could probably aim to try to do it a couple of times a week or even every day if that is possible for you. If you don't know what remote viewing is, it's basically looking at a target remotely, as in viewing it remotely, and you're kind of using your ESP or your telepathic sense, if you want, or tapping into, you know, the matrix and getting this kind of impression. So it's basically you're given a target, and this target can be any time, any place, anywhere. It doesn't even have to be on Earth, and it's usually designated a number. We didn't do that last time, but we're going to do it this time. And then you kind of get yourself into a kind of a almost trance-like or a meditative state. A receptive state is probably the best way to describe it. And then you try to get an impression of what this place is or what's going on. And it's almost described a bit like you get a brief taste of something, or as if someone flashes the photo in front of you and then you kind of have to describe it or unfold or unpack that. So I kind of feel it out. I do get some kind of visuals as well, and I just start off with a couple of visuals that tend to not be part of it, so it's as if my brain is warming up. And so the early ones, even write them down or draw them or whatever way you're going to do it. And even if they sound ridiculous, it either could be that you're just warming up, or this could be the thing and you're bringing too much of your brain to it and you're over analysing, oh, it could never be that, or because you're thinking too much about the situation, like roughly where Spud is, and you go, oh, that's definitely not this thing in Poland. But you don't know, just write and go with whatever sensations come to you and just let it flow through you. Don't overanalyze it, don't overthink it, don't try too hard. It's kind of like, don't resist it, allow the impression to come and then you just describe it rather than force any kind of forcing it or whatever. As I say, I like to draw, or I like to write down, but you could also use your phone and just talk into it, and then make notes of that later or whatever. So I'm going to hand you over to Spud now, who's going to introduce himself if you haven't met him before, and he's going to tell you a bit about what he's at.
How's it going? Adventures in Woo Woo again. It's me, Spud Murphy. How's it going? We're going to do another remote viewing game thingy, and so thanks Tommy again for letting me do it. And I like in the last video, that's where I asked Google what is the date and time. Unfortunately, you'll see that I'm really in the wilderness. I'm down in southeast Poland, and so I've no internet, I've no service. A bear could attack me, literally, and I'd have nothing to do except die, because I can't call anyone. But you're just going to have to take my word for it, that it is 10:45 and it's Thursday, the 18th of April. Yeah, so see that again, 10:45. You kind of see it in the reflection. Thursday, the 18th of April. Bit of a hill mountain behind me. That's pretty much the only clue you're getting.
So the designated number that I am going to give this is AIWW-0201. It'll be in the show description, so don't worry about that. And the actual time, again, to repeat Spud, is 10:45 AM, Thursday the 18th of April 2019. Now a quick note, because it was something I noticed straight away when I seen the video. Spud holds up his phone and you can see a reflection of something, and he mentions you can see it in reflection. Now, that's not a reference to actually what he's standing in front of, what the plates are actually remote viewing. I was talking to him about it, and he goes, no, that's actually, the camera I was recording on and the microphone above it. So that's what the reflection you're seeing. So try not to kind of second guess or try to be clever and try to work out what that is, because it's, as I say, it's the camera in front of him that's recording it, not the actual place. So don't try to let that influence you in any way. Another thing that I just want to mention that might be interest before I do my own kind of remote viewing on it is that this time I have access to the answer, which I didn't have the last time. He recorded this a week ago and sent me the video this morning of the reveal. Now, I haven't watched it, I haven't even downloaded it, but it's sitting in my Google Drive, and I have access to it if I wanted. So I could cheat if I want, but I mean, what's the point of that? But it might be interesting to note that does that hamper my own remote viewing, or does it improve it? Is it me having immediate access to the actual reveal make it easier or harder for me to remote view, or does it do no kind of consequences whatsoever for it? So again, AIWW-0201 and 10:45 Thursday, April 2019. And that's your remote viewing Spud, who is in Poland. So now on to my remote view for what it's worth. I hope I'm awesome. I hope I get it exactly right. I hope I turn out to be the greatest thing in a remote viewer in the world, but I seriously doubt it. So I'm going to start by just trying to get it into a bit more of a relaxed state, a bit more trancey, get a bit of gnosis going on, just kind of try to let the world slip away, the real world, and try to just kind of go down into myself a wee bit. So just excuse me while I do this. Should probably spend longer than that doing it, but this is the time I have, and so it's the best I can do. So I'm going to draw the kind of impressions I get once I connect to the whole thing. So AIWW-0201, what do we see? A bell, like one of those, like the Philadelphia bell, the big bell. Windows in a monastery, like the old Irish monastery windows of the particular shape that they have. A gate and a hedge. A stone wall rather than a hedge, but with bits of hedge too, and a field. I know he's in a field. Darkness, like windows that have dark behind it. Dark windows with no glass. Definitely a stone building, like a castle. Old stone, like not concrete or anything, like made of like stones that have been just, found, really, all the misshapen stones. Kind of high flat walls. Possibly a courtyard thing. I'm more writing down words than drawing now. Not getting an awful lot, to be fair. See if I can sense anything or taste. It's definitely old, rundown, derelict. Possibly like an old castle. Yeah, like a castle, more than say a church. It seems to have more of a military type feel, or a defensive type feel. Not not really much other than that. Dark windows, darkness, stone. It's the best I can do. It doesn't seem very satisfactory, or it doesn't seem like it's on the money at all, or it kind of felt, when I did it the last time, I sort of felt as if my mind was warming up at the beginning, and then, you know, with different shapes and stuff like that, and then it got into the actual thing, whereas that just felt like the warm-up, and when I got to the actual thing, there was nothing there. So, kind of nothing. So, yeah, old castle, stone, a gate, dark windows, those kind of oval, you know, like windows with the circle top on it, you know, like the archer windows that you would see that they were through, like of an old monastery or something like that, but not, yeah, more like people-y than religious, you know, like more, not exactly military, defensive, more defensive, like a town wall, rather than like a barracks or a church or something like that. So yeah, we'll see how that goes. So what we'll do is give everyone a week from today to get their answers in. If you can leave them in the comments below in the YouTube or in the actual remote viewing section of the Adventures in Movie Discord, or basically wherever you want. But the reason why I'm trying to get you to get them in them is because if they're all over the place, there's more of a chance I will forget to, you know, I'll forget to remember to actually include them in the next video, like I did the last time where we had a really good hit from someone and I just forgot to mention it in the follow-up video, which I don't want to do. So if you can leave it in the comments below, leave it in the subreddit, remote viewing, or the Adventures in Movie remote view, or Adventures in Movie subreddit, or in Discord, or email me. Just generally try and get it to me and I'll try to be good about it. So we have a week. So this is coming out on Friday. So next Friday, which the date, so it's the 26th, whatever, a week from the 26th of February. But in the future as well, I mean, there's no time, there's no space, none of this is possibly real. So if you're doing this a year from now, feel free to remote view it. Just don't cheat by looking ahead and seeing what the actual answer is. Unless you want to, that's who you are. So good people of the internet, until our next adventure, be well.